All right, Patriots fans, before we jump into today's video, if we get 50 new subscribers on today's show, we'll release a brand new mock draft on the channel tomorrow. You in for that? I hope so. If you are, hit that subscribe button. We got Patriots videos every single day. And with that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into today's show. A lot of quarterback talk coming up right now. You're watching Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am Harrison Graham. Coming up on today's show, we're going to dive into the latest Patriots rumors, couple of QB stories worth diving into, and how about a familiar face, Jimmy Garoppolo? Could he become a viable option for New England this offseason? Now, some news coming in today around Garoppolo that he has been suspended for 2 games for NFL PED violations. He will not appeal that suspension per reports. The Raiders are expected to release the veteran quarterback, and he, of course, spent his first 2.5 years of his career in New England. This report coming in from Schefter earlier about the Raiders expected to release Jimmy Garoppolo before the 5th day of the new league year, which he would learn $11.25 million in roster bonuses per sources. So now that is expected to not happen. They're expected to release him before then, and I think with this violation, they now don't owe him any of that, which is pretty significant for Jimmy Garoppolo in terms of his pockets. But you look at his time in Vegas this year, played in 7 games. I think he started 6 of those. 65%, 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns, 9 picks, 77 QB rating. He just wasn't good. I mean, that's just the simple way to put it. I mean, they tried to recreate the Josh McDaniels magic with Jimmy Garoppolo in Las Vegas, and it just didn't work out. Now, does that mean Jimmy G's got nothing left in the tank? Does that mean he can't offer a team something at least as a backup? No, I think he can, but it obviously did not go to plan in Las Vegas as they pivoted off of him mid-year to go with rookie Aiden O'Connell. We even saw Brian Hoyer, former Patriots legend, start a game in there as well. But his time in Vegas appears to be over, which means he could hit the open market. And again, just because it didn't work out in Las Vegas doesn't mean it couldn't work out somewhere else. He had a nice run with the San Francisco 49ers in 57 games. He had a high completion percentage, put up a lot of yards, about a 2-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. His QB rating was just under 100, so he played some good football under Kyle Shanahan. Now, obviously, a lot of QB-friendly stuff there with those players as well, Kittle, Debo, and Ayuk. But I'm not taking anything away from him. He helped the 49ers reach Super Bowl 54. Now, if he makes a couple more throws, they probably win that Super Bowl, which is why they decided to ultimately try to upgrade there. They tried with Trey Lance, and then they ended up settling on Brock Purdy. But it does appear that Jimmy Garoppolo is set to become an NFL free agent once again, and it'll be interesting to see what his future holds because he'll be 33 next year, 2-game suspension. I'll be fascinated to see what, if anything, his market ends up being. So what say you, Patriots fans? Would you bring back Jimmy Garoppolo to New England? Type B if you would bring him back. Type D for don't bring him back. Let me know. Pin comment on today's show. After this YouTube ad break, go ahead and answer the question during the ad break, and then we'll talk more about Jimmy Garoppolo. You look at his time with the Patriots as well. Started 2 games in that 3rd season, played in 17 total, so he got to come in relief a lot of the time. 67% of his passes, almost 700 yards, 5 touchdowns, no picks, QB rating of 106. And remember, Bill Belichick didn't want to trade Garoppolo. He thought he was the future. He thought he was the heir apparent to Tom Brady, but the Niners came calling and gave the Patriots a pretty good offer, so they shipped him out to San Francisco, and the rest is history. He obviously did not become the answer for the Patriots at the time. Now, pros and cons of Jimmy Garoppolo. You look at some pros. He's played with the Patriots before. There'd be a comfort level there within the organization. He is an experienced starter in this league and a backup, so you know, in theory, he could provide value in a couple of different roles. He has a great win-loss record, 43-20, a guy who found a way to win a lot of games when he was with San Francisco. Now, some clear cons. He's declined as a player. I think that was pretty clear. I mean, probably a reason. Gets popped for PEDs here. The arm strength is starting to go a little bit. So you've got that. He will miss the first 2 games of next year, wherever he's playing. So that's obviously a con, especially, well, really if he's your backup or your starter. You're going to need a third quarterback on the initial 53 at minimum. Now, most teams carry 3 now anyway, but I think that's noteworthy. And then, to me, I don't think he's really a starter anymore, so that's kind of a con as well. And that kind of brings me to this question, like, is he willing to be a mentor backup type? Like, I look around the landscape. I don't see a situation where he's going to be a starter. So if he wants to continue his career, he's going to have to sign somewhere where he can be a mentor, be a backup. Maybe he gets a chance due to an injury to start and show he's still got something. But does he want to do that? Maybe he just retires. Who knows? But I definitely think he could still play in terms of being, worthy of signing. But again, I don't think he's in a category that he was last year where the Raiders and maybe a couple of other teams were willing to sign him as their starter. I don't view that to be his market, especially with that 2-game suspension to start this next year. Today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks. We'll get to another quarterback in a second. Got to tell you about Prize Picks first, though. Daily fantasy made easy with Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS to get a deposit match up to $100. You just choose more or less on the stat projections, 2 to 6 player entries, and put your money where your mouth is. Little 2-player entry here. Jaylen Brown, we've got him. We got the more on. What do we got here? Coop, 94.5, round 1 score for the dunk contest. And then Tyrese Halliburton, 5.5 muddy balls made throughout the entirety of the 3-point contest. So All-Star Weekend is here. If you want to take the more or less and some props in the All-Star contest, go check that out. 2 to 6 player entries with Prize Picks. Choose more or less. prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS to get started today. It's daily fantasy made easy with Prize Picks. Jayden Daniels, there's been a lot of chatter around him and where he's going to end up. Matt Judon staked his claim on who he wants as the Patriots quarterback as he hopped on Cam Newton's podcast. He said, I'm going to go best available, but I would go Jayden Daniels. If he's there, I'd take him. He won the Heisman. You can see the arm talent. You can see the leg talent. I feel like if you have a mobile quarterback now in today's game, when things break down for him to get out of sticky situations. So I'm saying if he's there, I'm taking him, but best available, honestly. And look, he might be the best available, right? Like Caleb Williams and Drake May might be the top 2 picks gone. Now, I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is a better overall prospect, but I also think quarterback is a clear need and obviously a more valuable position. He had an unbelievable year for LSU. I don't think anybody helped their stock more than he did in the 2023 season. We've talked about his pros and cons as well. Elite mobility, his deep ball accuracy and touch is impressive. 5-year college player, 3 at ASU, 2 at LSU. He's played a lot of football. The frame's a bit concerning. He's a little thin. You'd like to see him add on more weight. He did have 2 NFL caliber receivers in Brian Thomas and Malik Neighbors at LSU. How much did that contribute to his awesome season? I mean, probably a decent amount. And can he work consistently in a pocket? Even if it's not as a rookie or second-year player, like can he turn into a good pocket passer at the NFL level? Obviously, you got to be able to do that at least a decent amount of the time to have sustained success in this league. Now, put your GM cap on like GM Judy likes to do a lot. Do you want Jayden Daniels? Type Y for yes, or you can type in for no. Let me know in the comment section down below. I do think the Patriots need to draft a quarterback. Would I be upset if they drafted Marvin Harrison Jr.? No. Would trading down for a haul be the worst-case scenario? No, but how are you addressing quarterback if you do those things, right? Like, Mac Jones to me is gone. I think he gets traded. Bailey Zappi is not a viable option to be a starter. I like him fine as a backup. I've been on the record saying that. I think he's serviceable as a backup. He's been here. He's played a decent amount, so certainly fine with that. But, again, I'm trying to draft one of these guys. I don't think Caleb Williams is there at 3, but maybe Drake May's there. Maybe Jayden Daniels is there. Guaranteed one of those 2 guys would be there. If you do want to trade down, I'd still want to get a Michael Penix Jr. or someone like that. So we'll see how it all shakes out. But to me, like, the most logical thing to do is just take a quarterback with the 3rd pick. Like, you need it. It's a good QB class. They're sitting there. That is certainly what I would do, but we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. I'm Harrison Graham. Appreciate everybody for watching Patriots Today by Chat Sports. Make sure to subscribe and enjoy your weekend.